I have a lot of new followers who don't really know my whole story. And I'm on here screaming about not to trust Western medicine all the time. I want to tell you just a little bit of my story. About 6 years ago, I went to the doctor for a physical. He thought I might have a UTI, and he told me to take Cipro. He said, just go ahead and start this, and we'll run the test, and we'll let you know. Well, a week later, the test come back. I didn't have a UTI, but I was getting really sick. All of a sudden, I was getting really, really sick. I couldn't keep food down or in. I was dropping weight. The nightmare had begun. I was running from doctor to doctor to doctor, trying to figure out what the heck was wrong with me. All my blood work was coming back fine. Nobody knew anything. And then my daughter suggested that I go into the mental hospital, because I was acting like a crazy person. I wasn't okay. I don't want to get into all the symptoms. I want to talk about the medical profession, okay? I go into the psych ward, and immediately they drug me. They gave me a shot of something, and I was like paralyzed. The whole night, I couldn't move. I couldn't keep my eyes open. The gal that was in my room was throwing peanuts in my mouth. Nobody ever really talked to me. They switched all my medications around. I had been on Lexapro for years, and a thyroid medicine and tramadol. Those were my meds. Okay, they took the tramadol away. They changed the Lexapro, and they added like 12 other medications. I am not kidding. A benzodiazepine was one of them. I didn't know who the hell I was when I left that place. They made an appointment with a psychiatrist up here for me, but the guy had never met me before. He spent a whole 20 minutes with me and sent me on my way. The next 6 months were a procession of me running back and forth to the psychiatrist, to the doctor, and to my therapist because I didn't know what the hell was going on. No one ever suggested that it might be a side effect, or, that the Cipro may have started this whole nightmare for me. They started treating me with antidepressants and antipsychotics and benzodiazepines. The last visit to my psychiatrist, he told me to just quit taking the benzos. And he went, I wish you luck, and he pushed me out of the office. I never saw him again. I cold turkeyed my benzos, not knowing any better. I had never taken them before. I had been taking them for about 8 months at night, 1 milligram, and I hit the floor the next morning in seizures. Okay? I wound up having to cold turkey my Lexapro because I had no help here. You guys have seen what I've gone through. I got down to 98 pounds. I spent years in this house, in that bedroom, alone, begging for help, having to ask other people for money so that I could get things I needed. Yes, I was still married, but my husband was going through his own trauma. I had tried to divorce him when all this began. I didn't know what the hell was going on with me. So he's confused. The therapist is telling him there's no way this can be the medications. And, if it is withdrawal, it'll be over in a month. So he comes home and starts giving me ultimatums. It was like that. People were telling him it wasn't his fault that I took these pills and, wasn't his problem. Thank God the man didn't throw me out. We hardly ever spoke for years. We hardly ever spoke. And then all of a sudden he comes to me. This is 4 years into this, of no compassion, nothing, like from anyone. All my friends, everyone. I had someone call my doctor's office and tell them what was happening with me, and they didn't believe her. The lady laughed at her and told her to take me to the emergency room if that was truly the case. This is the doctor that I had had for like 20 years. He was like family to me, or at least I thought he was. So my husband comes to me and says, I've been seeing this practitioner, and I think she might be able to help you. Would you be willing to work with her? I was so excited. So excited. Finally some help. I told all my friends. Everybody was excited. Finally, my husband was waking up. So this nurse comes over here, and she's holding me, and she even started crying with me. She told me some of her sob stories. And then she said, I think you're being abused. You need to call me when he's not home, and I will come back and we will talk. And yes, I will help you. She took me on as a patient. I told her all kinds of personal stuff. I hadn't seen anyone in years. So she leaves here. I'm going to put it like this. The next few months, my marriage was threatened. My health was threatened. My mental health was threatened. She told my partner it wasn't his fault I took the pill, and she proceeded to try to destroy my marriage. I can say that. And lied to me the whole time. She even brought me roses. Then she turned around and told all the people that I used to know. She wasn't ashamed at all. Everybody knew about me, told them my personal information, ridiculed me, humiliated me. Told my partner to take away my electronics and put a leash on me. I was the joke of the town, and all my friends knew too, 93 pounds. I thought I was dying, and this was the help I received. Okay? I did report this person to the DEA, but they didn't do anything about it. My doctor of 20 years, I finally go to see him, and he can feel me. He was like, whoa, and yes, I will help you. Well, guess what he did? He destroyed my records. I have no medical records. The psychiatrist I was seeing here closed his practice and went into a private practice, and he has no records. The mental hospital I was in, no records. I have been trying to get a doctor for, that was 4 years. I'm almost 6 years into that. 2 years solid, I've been trying to find help. Doctors say they believe me, but they can't help me. They're not willing to open Pandora's box. I guess this injury is caused from medications. And when a doctor acknowledges that, I guess they get red flagged, because I've had more than one of them tell me, and it's just not worth it to them to go through the hassle. I still don't have anybody. I can't even get a doctor for my thyroid. The jerk was seeing me for almost a year now, and he just disappeared. He never looked at my blood work. He didn't check it. I was going and getting my blood work done, and nobody was even looking at it. I just found this out. Okay, I am still without a doctor. I have had therapists quit on me, abandon me in the middle of this mess. People who therapists who tell me I have abandonment issues abandoning me. You know, I don't know what to do. There's truly no help out here for me. These medications are poison. These doctors are poisoning people, and they do not care. They do not care. So yeah, I got trust issues. I got big ones. The daughter that told me to go in the mental ward is a nurse, and she doesn't believe me. No one believes me. Well, my partner does now. I want you to know, he feels terrible. He feels terrible about everything that happened, and best thing I can say in his defense is the whole world told him it was okay to treat me the way he was treating me, because that's exactly how they would have treated me. Right before I got injured, I remember thinking to myself how blessed I was, because I had so many friends in my family and how loved I was. I got my husband back, and that's been it. Everyone else is gone, including my doctors. I'm healing without them anyway. And the more I think about it, if I had played with the doctors, I probably wouldn't be breathing right now. I don't think I would still be alive. So sometimes when you think you're being cursed, you're actually being blessed. Me being kept away from the medical profession all these years, as cruel and as brutal as it was, I think saved my life. So go ahead and play with Western medicine if you want to. I'll pass.